welcome back everybody. Today I'm going to show you beta. This is from Matthew C. This is the level 2. They do have a primer level, so this is kind of before the levels. They do primer, alpha, beta. So I guess this is really the 3rd level, but we always start with alpha in kindergarten, so for us it's the 2nd level. You can stream the lessons online to the website, or you can buy it as a DVD. I prefer to do DVDs because we have spotty internet here, but in this program, Mr. Demi teaches everything and it's fantastic. The pack comes with a student workbook and a test booklet, but you're also going to want to get the instruction manual, and I'll show you why. So it has all the lessons in it, so even if you don't have to get the streaming service or the DVD. Lessons are all in here, and they're very similar to how he teaches it, even with the same examples and things like that. So you don't need both. I like to have both because it just is easier. Sometimes if I don't understand something, it's nice to look in here and kind of just get the information in a different way. But also, you have all of the answers in the back as well. There's lesson answers, and then they also have the test answers for the test booklet. So don't skip the instructor manual. The test booklet has 1 test per chapter, and it's perforated. And there's just like another slightly longer worksheet than what they have in the book. And they also have unit tests as well. I'll get to a unit test and show you. Yeah, so this one's 1 through 7. And then it's like 4-5 pages. They also have a final test in the test booklet. Unit tests are throughout the book. If you do want your child to do a final test, feel free to break it up because it is kind of long, because of course it covers the whole year's material. You might want to break it up into 2 days if you choose to go that route. I almost never do unit tests or chapter tests or even final tests unless they've really struggled with the concept early in the year. Then I will use that as an extra worksheet or a unit test or final test to make sure they remembered everything before we move on. Okay, so this is our 3rd time through this book. I absolutely love it. So here is the table of contents, and you'll notice that it goes to 30. All the books we've done so far do that, and then they have some appendix lessons in the back as well. You'll notice each lesson has 6 days. There's actually a 7th day that's optional. That's why it's not on here. The first 3 are the new concept, and the next 3 are the new concept with review of the previous concept. So here you can just check off the ones you're doing, or write the page numbers and then do it, or write the test scores. I almost never use this because I just open the book and do the next lesson, so I don't really need this, but it's there if you want it. My daughter did start this, so a few pages are done. And this kind of stuff is kind of a review of some of the stuff from the alpha level. It seems like their books, all the ones we've done so far, start with that, which I really do like. So here, so you have G, right? So here's the optional one. We do these, they're usually pretty fun, kind of a sort of easy, different way to think of math. Something you need to be aware of using this program is that it does not follow Common Core, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, but if you need to test for your state, or you just like to do testing to see where your kids are, they may not do great every time in math. Mostly my kids are very high 90s. One is usually very high 80s. He struggles a little bit more than they do. But my kids do very, very well in testing. But sometimes all their math scores will drop. And the only reason is because what this is teaching doesn't line up with what the state is testing all the time. So it's not that they're doing bad in math. They just have not learned that. Or for the good scores, conversely, usually they're learned everything and are usually a bit ahead of what the public school students are learning. So it's not always going to line up. So don't worry too much about that, as long as you are seeing a general improvement from year to year, or good scores. Most of the time, you're just fine. The pages are perforated, which makes it easy to tear out pages as you do it, or keep it for a work sample if you need that for your state. Sorry, my voice is a bit different now. I'm adding something during the editing process. I just wanted to talk about teaching time and money in this program. The only drawback of this program is I don't think it spends enough time on money and time. So what I do is I add the Kumon books. They have 2 money ones and 2 time ones. I have flip-throughs of all of them on my channel, and I'll link them below in the description. So I don't start them when I start money and time in this book. I just start them in 1st or 2nd grade. That way by this time it's a review. And then one other concept my kids had a hard time with in this book is subtracting with borrowing. And for that one, I just Google different videos on YouTube that show different people teaching that concept. Then I have them also go to education.com, and then you can search for subtracting with borrowing and click games, and they have a game there that has that on there, and the kids really understand a lot better by playing that game. The rest of the flip through is going to have music on it, but at the 10:47 mark, I have more stuff to tell you. then here's the appendix. And these are just interesting concepts to do. Maybe aren't necessarily covered that much, or maybe aren't covered in there, but just they're fun to do. And there's usually only 2 or 3 of them. Okay, this is a clock you can tape together. It's a template, and then they have the spaces for like the blocks lined up perfectly. I'll show you the blocks. So you can use them to learn how to tell time. So the 5 block, obviously. So you take that together, and then they have a certificate in the back. So these blocks are we mostly use it in the alpha level, but they're also used quite a bit in the beta level as well. So we're gonna get a new one of these, probably with our next kid that goes through these. But as you can see, our 2s are totally gone, and we only have 1. But my daughter's pretty good about just covering it up and using the blocks. So these blocks are used to do all sorts of things, like addition or like they'll do like upside down for subtraction. They're really great manipulatives, and they come with a universal set, I believe. I'll link everything down below. Yeah, these are fantastic. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We absolutely love this program, and I don't think we'll ever use anything else as the main math curriculum. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel so much, and I'll see you guys next time.